is good, Commanders fans? Big game on Saturday, tomorrow, against the 49ers in San Fran. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be an uphill battle for sure. So we'll get into the injury report. Not many storylines. It's just do or die. Honestly, I think we got to win the next 3 games to make the playoffs, in my opinion. I really do. You look at the Lions remaining schedule. They have a favorable schedule. They play the Panthers. I got to look at the other 2 teams that they play, but they're 7-7, and of course they win the tiebreaker over us, so they could fool around and be 10-7, and they could win a tiebreaker against us. You look at the Giants. I think they're going to win at least 1 more game, and then of course if we tie, they win the tiebreaker on us. So it's just not looking great in our favor. If we do lose one of these games, 2 out of 3, I think we have a chance, but I think honestly, legitimately for us to make the playoffs, we got to win the last 3 games. It is what it is. I think, losing to the Giants was huge. I think they definitely put us in a disadvantage compared to the Lions. I think the Lions are a sneaky team. They're not a sneaky team anymore. I think the Seahawks are falling off. But you look at the Lions, they're 7-7. I think they're going to finish the season 10-7. And then if we win 2 out of the 3, we'll be 9-7-1. And like I said, I think the Lions, if we finish 9-7-1, the Lions finish 10-7. I'm pretty sure they make the playoffs instead of us. I could be wrong about that. I'm just a little the tie. I gotta look at the factor, but I'm pretty sure they win the tiebreaker and they make the playoffs because of that. So we gotta win out, and we're underdogs. We're 7.5 underdogs against the Niners. They're a good team. They have a legit defense. They have a legit offensive line. They have Christian McCaffrey. Brock Purdy's playing good football. Kittle is a beast. Ayuk is a good receiver, and Kyle Shanahan's a good coach. DeMeco Ryans is a good defensive coordinator. So they have a lot of good things running for them. They're on a 7-game winning streak. They're the best rushing defense, top 15 in pass defense. Bosa is an all-pro pass rusher. There are 2 linebackers, Greenlaw and Fred Warner, legit. So they're a good football team. Trent Williams, all-pro. They're a good football team. They're a playoff team. They are. So let's get into the injury report here real quick before we get started. So Ben St-Juste is going to play, per John Keim. He tweeted that out today. Cam Curl is questionable. He did get on the flight to San Fran, so he legitimately is a game time decision. That is huge if he does not play. But of course, the 2 safeties would be Defoe and Bobby McCain. Then with BSJ being back, him and Kendall would be the 2 outside corners, and then I think Danny Johnson would be in slot, and then starting would be Jamin and Bostic would be your 2 linebackers. And then we have the D lineman. So it would be tough. It would be an uphill battle if Cam Curl doesn't play. It's going to be an uphill battle with Cam out there, but it's going to be a tough battle without him for sure. Ben St-Juste was questionable, but he's going to play. Sadiq Charles is out with a concussion. Antonio Gibson was a full participant on Thursday. He's going to play. Andrew Norwell is going to play. Brian Robinson is going to play. Chase Young is going to play. I talked about this yesterday. So Chase Young, my expectations are high for him right now. This is his first game back from not playing since, November, late October. He's going to be on a snap count like 15 snaps, 20 snaps at the most, a situational pass rusher on 3rd down. Can he get to Brock Purdy? He has a tough matchup with Trent Williams. I do think he can win his matchup against Mike McGlinchey. But Trent Williams, of course, 2 years ago, I thought Chase did a good job against Trent Williams, but that was 2 years ago when we beat Nick Mullins. So it is what it is on that part. So we'll see what Chase can do, man. I want to see him come in there and make an impact. Last time he played in San Fran, he had the scoop and score. Like I said, it's 2 years ago. But hey, maybe he can get some of that good play that he had in San Fran last time he played out. Now the Niners, they have a very long injury report. Jordan Mason, he most likely is going to play that running back. He splits carries with Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey's on the injury report, but he's going to play as a full participant. Brock Purdy has an oblique rib injury. He was limited, but he's going to play. Trent Williams is on the list as well. He's going to play. Samuel Womack is going to play. Danny Gray, the wide receiver, the speedy receiver, he's going to play. He was on the injury list as well. Javon Clinlaw, he's not going to play. I think he got activated, but he's not going to play. Travarius Ward concussion is questionable. He's a good corner for them. I think he's going to play, and that's going to be a big matchup for Terry McLaurin as well. So, all right, so we're going to get to keys to victory here, but before we do get to that, this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. Partner with PrizePicks. They're sponsoring this video. Shout out to them. So, it's very easy, guys. It's 2 to 6 players. You pick 2 to 6 players. It's a pick 'em kind of style. You pick over, unders, fantasy scores, receiving yards, rushing yards. Super, super easy. You use my link down below. My promo code is RealEdOliver. You put that. You use the link down in the description box below. Put the promo code in. First time users, you get $50 deposit match, $100 deposit match. They match your deposit. So Here are the picks that I have this weekend. NBA too, man. You can do NBA, you can do NHL, college basketball, all kinds of stuff. They got a lot of props, a lot of player props, a lot of over-unders. And if you win, if you lose one leg of your parlay, you still can get money. That's the good thing about it. You know, other prop sites, you lose one leg of your parlay, you don't get any money at all. But prize picks, you can bet 6 people, you get 4 out of 6 right, and you still get paid. So my picks for this weekend, I got Brian Robinson. His over/under is 44.5 rushing yards. That ties in with my keys to victory. Got to run the football. I don't care if they are number 1 in stopping the run. You still got to establish the run. Over/under 44.5 projected rush yards. In the last 5 games, he's smashed 44.5. I know this is the best rushing defense, but we got to establish the run. Scott Turner in press conferences say, hey, we have to establish the run. We got to run the football. Everybody's questioning him. In the red zone, he ran the ball with Curtis Samuel. Why run the football with Curtis Samuel? Run the football with B-Rob, who was getting tough yards all game against the Giants. I think he can do similar things. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and get 100 yards like he has in the past. He got 89 against the Giants, 96 against the Giants, 105 against Atlanta. I think he could definitely get at least 44 yards against the Niners defense. I think he's going to get a lot of volume. He's going to get a lot of carries. And I think Scott Turner is going to make it a point to try to run the football with Brian Robinson because he missed a lot of opportunities to get Brian Robinson the ball in the red zone last week for sure. So I got him getting at least 50 yards on the ground. The other guy that I picked from the other team for the Niners is Brock Purdy. He doesn't even have a profile picture yet. Mr. Irrelevant. I have him under 223.5 projected pass and rushing yards. Now, he is a mobile quarterback. He can move. He's not looking to really scramble, but he can definitely move. And, he's made some good passes. The pass to Christian McCaffrey against the Buccaneers, that was a beautiful pass. The pass to George Kittle, that was an easy pass against the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. He's made some big-time throws. He had a good game against Tampa Bay as well. He made some big-time throws. So I'm not sleeping on this guy at all, but I still have him having less because the Niners' identity is to run the football ugly just like ours. They had that same identity. Kyle Shanahan wants to run the ball. If Deebo Samuel was there, he'd run reverses with Deebo Samuel. Get the ball to Ayuk a couple times, get the ball to Kittle a couple times, but he's not looking to throw the ball over the field. You know, he's not looking to they're not a pass-first team. They're a run-first team with Christian McCaffrey and Jordan Mason. So I have Brock Purdy getting under 223 yards. So like I said, you guys can put those picks in. You can tell if you want to you guys can sign up with the promo code with Prize Picks, Real Ed Oliver. Use that description down below. Use my link down below. You get 100% deposit match, $50 deposit match. All right, so let's get into the keys to victory. Also, George Kittle's another pick, 44.5 receiving yards. Have him getting over in that, unfortunately. Getting more yards than that. All right, so keys, always. Ron Rivera, decision-making, 2-point conversions. Please no silly 2-point conversions. I thought that was a terrible 2-point conversion decision against the Giants where Joey Sly missed the extra point after. They called a terrible offensive pass interference on Jahan Dotson. But still, I did not like that decision. 4th down decision-making, whether to go for it or not. Riverboat Ron. Clock management before the halves. He never uses his timeouts. This is like he doesn't know situational football or clock management at all. He just doesn't understand it at all. Timeouts, challenges as well. I got a feeling he's going to try to challenge a call, and it's going to be a bad challenge or an unnecessary challenge. I got a bad feeling it's going to happen on Saturday at 4 p.m. on CBS. So Ron's going to be better than what he was last week. And being aggressive, you cannot punt when you're on their 34. You got to go for the field goal. You got to be aggressive this game. You cannot be reserved in this game and nervous. You can't be reserved and nervous in this game. You got to be aggressive, man. You got to be aggressive. We got the offs on the line here. And when to punt it and when not to punt it. So that's my huge key to victory. Scott Turner's another key. Run the football. Brian Robinson, no silly reverses with Curtis Samuel on 3rd and 3. Run up the middle or just pass the ball and use Heineke as a runner. He's mobile, bootlegs, zone reads, RPOs. He did a good job against the Giants when he was a runner. The times that he did a zone read and a zone keeper, Heineke picked up yards. I don't know why they don't do that. Now, Heineke, this is one thing I will say. This could be Heineke's last game as a starter. It could be. If things go south, he goes out there, throws an interception or a sack fumble. Nick Bosa gets back there, gets a strip fumble and a touchdown or something like that, knock on wood. I do see Ron pulling the curtain or putting Carson Wentz in there. I do see that. Do I agree with that? Not necessarily. But if Heineke's not moving the football and not playing well, then I do understand Ron making that move and putting Carson Wentz in for the last half of the game or the last 2 games of the season. I totally understand. Or Sam Howell, whoever. No empty sets by Scott Turner. That's just a setup to get sacked as well. It just never works when we go empty set either from Scott Turner. Start strong. We can't play from behind, man. This is what the Niners want to do. They want to get a lead. They want to sit on the lead. They want to ball control it, and just smash mouth football. When they get a lead, they're just going to run the football down your throats. That's what they're going to do. Christian McCaffrey, Mason, Kittle over the middle, Ayuk. That's what we're going to do. And we cannot play from behind and start slow. I know we're a start slow kind of team. We're a methodical team, but we cannot get from behind. Red zone efficiency is another key. We just struggle in the red zones. Touchdowns, not field goals. Easier said than done. We got to convert. Heineke, if you got Logan Thomas or Bates open, Cole Turner, whoever the tight end is, can't overthrow him. You got to convert. You got to hit Terry. Got to get the ball to Brian Robinson. We got to convert in the red zone. Jahan Dotson, he's a red zone target. He's got 6 touchdowns. Use the guy. Use the guy. Play action. I want to see us do some play action as well. We got to get the ball out quickly. Screens, slants. Get the ball out quick before that pass rush can get there. Obviously, the turnover battle, I know it's a cliche, but we can't. Whenever we lose the turnover battle, that's when we lose. We are the number 1 team in time of possession. I think the number 2 team is the Niners in time of possession. We play similar styles, and we want to do the same thing, so we can't have any turnovers. I think we got to force a turnover. Derek Forrest, I need you to step up and get an interception. He's our best guy forcing turnovers. Chase Young, get your hands up. Deron Payne, left hand up, get a tip pass on Brock Purdy. He's a shorter quarterback. Same thing, John Allen, Montez Sweat. We got to force a turnover. We got to make something happen to win this game. We have to have something go in our favor. Either special teams, block punt, force turnover, force fumble, something. We got to make something happen and make something shake. Limit penalties, of course. Going on the road, we got to be a disciplined football team. I already said, Heineke, use your legs. Establish the run with Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson. I want to see him get involved a little bit more, too, in the passing game. John Williams as well. Feed Terry. Get our weapons of football. Get them the ball in space. Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel. Get these guys the football. They are so talented, and it's unfortunate that we just haven't been able to get these guys the football as much as they. I think all these guys are capable of being 1,000-yard receivers for sure. Jahan Dotson and Terry and Curtis. So protect Taylor Heineke. Charles Leno, you got to play better, man. We either got to double Bosa or chip Bosa. We got to do something to affect him. Leno's got to step up. Lucas got to step up. Whole offensive line just has to play better. They cannot be beat like they were by Thibodeau last week. We just cannot let that happen at all. Contain Christian McCaffrey in the run game. Easier said than done. Make them one-dimensional. With George Kittle, too, they do a lot of misdirection, so we got to have eye discipline for sure. Like I said, they went one way with the ball, and then they threw it the other way with George Kittle against the Seahawks. So be ready for that with Kyle Shanahan for sure. Interior pressure, stunts, twists. Chase Young play disciplined football. Got to get after Brock Purdy. We got to hit him. That oblique injury, not saying hurt anybody, but hey, you got to test them, man. It is what it is. It's playoff football right now, basically for us. And last one, of course, Joey Sly. You got to make your extra points. Got to make your extra points. And the linebackers have to be ready. John Bostic, I am concerned. You saw how he got his ankles broken against Christian McCaffrey. Against Saquon Barkley on Sunday night. I don't want to see him on Christian McCaffrey at all. So Jack Del Rio's got to be on that for sure. On the matchups, too. I don't want to see him guarding Christian McCaffrey out there in the pass game at all. Sly Guy, you got to make your extra points, man. That was terrible last week. You got to make that extra point, man. And that definitely affected the game because if it was 13-20, we could have just scored a touchdown and tied the game. But even if we didn't get worked by the refs and cheated by the refs, we would have had to score a touchdown and then get a 2-point conversion for it to be 20-20 because it was 20-12. So all the points are very, very important. Dax Milne, fair catch, all that trust way. We already know what you're going to do for sure. Shout out to Jahan Dotson. He won the Offensive Rookie of the Week. Congrats to him. He's talented. Use him. I don't see anybody else that can check him. I know Travarius Ward is a good corner, but if we can get some time in the pocket, got to get the ball to our receivers as well. So, all right, let's finish this up, guys. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. I'm going to see you guys again on Christmas Eve. So, happy holidays, all that good stuff. I do have us losing this game, unfortunately. I just don't see our offensive line holding up. It's going to be tough to run the football against these guys. And then Heineke, too. I'm a Heineke believer, and I'm a fan of his. I'm a supporter of Heineke. But it's going to be an uphill battle for him. It really is. It is. If they don't protect Heineke like they were not able to protect Heineke against the Giants, this is a tougher matchup. It's a tougher matchup. We laid an egg last week. So back against the wall, how are these guys going to respond? I see it being 24-13, 23-10, anywhere, between that. I just think, it might be like 17-10 at one point or 16-10 at one point. They get a late touchdown and they win the game and they finish it off. Or it could be 23-10 and we get a late touchdown, 17-23. We could go onside kick and we just don't get it back. And that's the game right there. So I'm going to go with 23-17. I say we play a tough game. We actually hold them in check for a little bit, but we lose 23-17 in a tough effort. I do think Heineke finishes the game, though. I do. I think he finishes the game. All right, you guys. Health Commanders. Peace.